Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week in mobile and answer your questions live. If you want to ask your question, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will get to it before the end of the show. Alright guys, so if you haven't heard, we just announced our 200,000 subscriber giveaway, so make sure to go ahead and check that out on that video. I think so far we have 14 submissions, or 14 or 15 submissions on the regular giveaway and 3 submissions on the international giveaway, so pretty good odds so far. Let's see how long it goes. Alright, that being said, let's get into the breaking news that happened during this week, which one just happened right before the show, so yeah. Alright, so this one I was like wowed by. This is the first leaked image of the Xiaomi MiMIX 2. Now, Xiaomi really did start this whole craze with the full screen display on the front. They really started that whole thing. Before Samsung, before LG, they were the ones that started it. And they might have done the best job of it, to be honest. So let's take a zoom in look at this. Overall, this is just damn sexy. This is just beautiful. If you didn't notice, there is nothing at the top. There's literally nothing at the top. At the bottom, at the very corner, you see the camera. So that's the selfie camera, the only part that really has anything on the front. I'm sure there's some sensors right there too. I think I see a notification light as well. But that's it. That is it. I am very curious to see how this is going to turn out. It looks beautiful. It honestly, we've seen photos of the iPhone X. We've seen photos of the Note 8, obviously. We've seen photos of the V30. We have not, well, yeah, we have seen photos of the Pixel 2 already too. Honestly, I would say this is the best front screen we've seen. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That is just, damn. You know? I mean, things I would do to that phone. So yeah, that is first leaked image. We'll see. The main problem with this phone is, of course, we don't know if it'll come to the US. The first one didn't. And Xiaomi is a big dominator in the Chinese market, and that's where the last one sold. We don't know if this will go outside of the Chinese market, but it's a phone to look out for. And Xiaomi, if they bring phones like this to the US, I honestly think it would sell. I do think it would have to be a little bit cheaper to compete in the US. I do see more of a $600 price point for this phone, maybe $500 even if they really want to be aggressive, and that phone would sell. Alright, now we had a bunch of leaked stuff coming from the iPhone X. Yes, the name I predicted last April, I believe it was, which was before anyone else ever predicted the 10th year anniversary iPhone would be the iPhone X. I predicted it first, I get all the credit, yay me. No, but it finally has been revealed through the last OS beta from Apple. So this beta revealed a bunch of stuff, including the fact that it looks like, yes, on Tuesday the 3 names we're getting is iPhone X, iPhone 8, and iPhone 8 Plus. So there will be no 7S if these leaks are to be believed. No 7S, no 7S Plus. It will be iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. Here's the thing. I believe the reason why Apple is doing this is because I feel like that the 7S and 7S Plus, even if they had the same exact hardware that this iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus will have, would sell less comparatively. Now, what do I mean by that? The iPhone X is, of course, the phone that everyone's going to want, but you might be more inclined to get the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus rather than the iPhone X, because it doesn't take that big of a hit, right? It doesn't take that. It's like, oh, okay, I don't want the iPhone 7S when the iPhone X is out. But I'm like, okay, I'll get the iPhone 8 instead of the iPhone X. I don't need the X. The iPhone 8 is great for me. And that is what I feel the reason you're getting the skip of the S. I never thought it would happen. You guys have heard me since, what, March of this year, I said? that we were not getting an iPhone. I said two things. I said that we were getting an iPhone X, that it would the flagship will not be called the iPhone 8, and I did say that the other phone would be the iPhone 7S. I was 50% right. That still makes me 50% right compared to every other YouTuber, the tech YouTuber that you guys watch, because every other tech YouTuber just said the iPhone 8 was coming out this year, and I said since the beginning that would not be the flagship phone. So we were both wrong. Let's call it that. So yeah. But it looks like it's literally in the code. You can see iPhone X, iPhone 8, and iPhone 8 Plus. Now, there's been other leaks, though, from this release, and that is a couple of things. So, obviously, new wallpapers, that's a given, right? We are getting true tone displays, which is really cool to see that we're getting that finally on the iPhone. We're also getting, and again, this is only in the iPhone X. This feature will not be found in the iPhone 8, it looks like. We're also getting animated emojis, or animojis as they're calling them. So they're animated emojis, which is interesting. We got the wallpapers that we've already talked about, and then we also have some information on the AirPod 2s that they are coming out. No, they will not be in the box. I know a lot of people have said that. Oh, the iPhone, the AirPods are going to come in this box for free. Have you met Apple? Like, you have not met Apple if you think they would give something away for free. Free is a bad word in Apple. No, but of course it's not being a giveaway for free. There's no way, no chance that it would be given away for free. Those are going to be a separate purchase, but they are coming. So that's really cool. I'm curious if they will be announced at this event, or if they'll be announced in the event at the end of at the beginning of November, when we get the latest announcement for the HomePod. So that is more that we learned. And finally, today, this morning, we learned something else, and that is that it will rock a 6-core processor. So I know we've had a couple of people talking about, like, the Apple series processors are so legit, they stand out in benchmarks, and they're just so far beyond everything else. And look, the iPad one really is. The iPad 1 Pro really is amazing, but for this one to get a 6-core processor is really interesting. Now, from what I've heard, we do not know yet what it's going to be called, but it does look like it will have that. Now, the other thing is that this latest leak also shows, which I pray to God this is real, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be like through an adapter, another dongle, right? That the iPhone X, only the X, might be USB Type-C. Again, I do not believe it, but how could Apple make this work? There's one of two ways. One, Apple will sell, which I think would be very smart, a Lightning to Type-C dongle, maybe something along those lines. Or the second thing is that Apple will put a chip at the end of their USB connector, a chip at the end, right? So a chip at the end of their connector that it looks for. So the only way you can get a Type-C cable that works for an iPhone if it has this chip in it, and that's it. That's how I could see Apple controlling still that market of accessories. Because if you're wondering why doesn't Apple move away from Lightning, because Lightning is, you know, it's in the past. It's not what is now. It's definitely in the past. Why wouldn't they move away from it? Well, it's because they make a lot of money. I don't know if you know this, but they license the Lightning cable so that anyone that wants to make a Lightning cable, they make money off of it, at least legally, if they want to do it. If they want to get that made for Apple or made for iPhone logo on it, they have to get it certified from Apple, and that means Apple gets paid from them. So that is why all these things are happening. Let me know all your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Some crazy stuff. Tuesday might be interesting. All right, and finally we get Embrace the Notch. So we've seen what Xiaomi brought to it. We already know what the iPhone X looks like. Will Galaxy join in on this? So with the Galaxy phone, we have a bezel that goes across. Let me do a picture. So we have a bezel that goes across the top. Oh, that's green. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make sure that it's not green. Alright, so we have a bezel that goes across the top all the way across. Well, here's the thing. This is saying that it might be more like the Apple of the iPhone X, or like the Essential phone, and have just a notch at the top. So a smaller area where they would just put the camera, the iris scanner, and the LED, and that would be it. That would be all that's there. So it's a really interesting concept. I'm curious if Samsung would actually go for that. I feel like if they do this, I feel the iris would be too hard to fit at the top. So I would feel that they might get rid of the iris scanner and do the fingerprint scanner on the screen to have this kind of design. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this kind of design more than just a thin stripe at the top? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. What do you prefer, if Samsung would switch to this design or the design that they currently have? And finally, the last leaked photo we have is of the Huawei Mate 10. Now, this is supposed to have a next-gen processor that is supposed to blow away the Snapdragon 835 and just be way ahead. The Kirin processors are really fast. On my P10, it never really slowed down the entire time I was using it. This is supposed to be the next generation of it, and that's really interesting to hear, because if it really is that much better, it's a really interesting thought to have. Alright guys, so that was the news that we had this week. Let me know your thoughts on all the articles in the comments section down below as I drink some coffee and then get ready to answer all of your questions. Again, if you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below. Alright. Faust? I think you meant first, but yeah. Any word on the Gear Sport will be out? We're hearing reports of October, but nothing definitive yet. Yeah, nothing definitive yet. Why did Samsung take away the color wheel on the Note 8 for the Navbar? They actually took that away on the S8 Plus beforehand with an update. Once you could take away the screen, so if you have noticed, let's say on here, so I have the bar right here at this time, but if I push this button, the bar goes away. So now the bar is no longer there. Double tap it. Now the bar is gone. So ever since they did that update, which happened on the S8 Plus, now you have to double tap it. That's kind of interesting. I haven't done it yet on the Note 8. They basically took that feature away. Why? I don't know. Maybe it was too hard to make that feature with every color in the spectrum, but they took it away. Sucks. What is a good smartwatch for the Note 8 unlocked that has LTE, not Bluetooth? Well, my favorite one of choice right now would be the Gear S3 Classic. That's the one I currently have right now. I have a metal band on it, but that's my current favorite one. I personally love it. I got it for myself as a birthday gift, and yeah, I was like, you know what, I want a new smartwatch, and I had to return my review unit a while back to Samsung, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy myself a Gear S3 Classic for my birthday, and that's what I did. I love the freedom that I have on the Note 8. No more iPhones for me. Wow, that's a big change. iPhone X was mentioned here first. You know it, Quincy. Is the Note 8 worth getting to get it? In my opinion, yes. The review is coming out this week, and yeah, it is completely worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't want to share too much spoilers, but I have a strong opinion about it compared to every other Android on the market. Tune in this week to see what those are. Your thoughts on Google buying HTC? I think it's a very interesting concept. Now, for those of you who don't know, I didn't really cover this because it is really rumors at this point. And I know I do cover some rumors, but I just don't like to specialize in rumors. So overall, it looks like Google is in talks to buy all of HTC. Now, I said a while back, HTC was looking to sell their virtual reality section of their company, which people thought was crazy because that was the best looking part of their company. Like if you look at all of HTC, that was the part that's like, yo, this is the best part of your company right now. This is doing well. This is what everyone wants to talk about. The Vive. No one wants to talk about your phones. However, it looks like Google isn't interested in just buying the virtual reality section of the company. There are rumors that Google is interested in buying the entire company. Now, the reason why that has some people worried is two reasons. One, Google is notorious at not treating any of its purchases in hardware very well or concentrating on it. What do I mean by that? Well, when they bought Motorola, they sold a few phones, then they were like, you know what, this isn't working out. Let's sell off the hardware and just keep all the patents and all the software for us, and that's about it. And that's what they did with Motorola. It wasn't a purchase that really benefited Motorola as a company. It really was just because that was the time when Apple was suing everyone. And so Google bought the patents to Motorola. If you didn't know this, this was some behind the scenes stuff. So Apple was suing every Android manufacturer. And every Android manufacturer was like, Google, can you do something? So Google was like, sure. They bought Motorola. They took all the patents that Motorola had, which means they now own the patents to make a cell phone, period. Your phone cannot function without Motorola patents. And they were like, look here, back off or we'll stop you from making a smartphone. Apple was like, okay. And that was the last lawsuit, that was the last patent battle that Apple did, was the one with Samsung over the Gear S2 or Gear S3, I think was when that stopped. And because before that time, if you guys remember, like they did a mutual patent agreement with HTC. So any patents that HTC created, Apple could use, and any patents that Apple had, HTC could use. So it was a mutual patent agreement. But HTC had to pay per phone for Apple, whereas Apple didn't for HTC. So Apple got the better part of that, of course. But yeah, so it was a whole thing, a patent war. But that's what Google did with Motorola. For HTC, look, Google is trying to make a new phone, right? They're trying to really get into the Pixel category, and I would say that HTC's hardware would give them a huge boost in that section. I would dissolve the HTC name, to be honest, and I would just create a Pixel or the Google phone or whatever they want to call it. I would just, you know, I think Google has a much stronger brand recognition than HTC now at this point. That sucks because HTC had a huge recognition for a long time. I think most people still know it, but it just doesn't have the wow factor, whereas Google, I think, is more people are willing to try a Google phone than an HTC phone at this point. Case in point, I think the U Ultra will not sell as much as the Pixel phone this year, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, I do think that it would be good overall for Google. What would Google utilize? I think they would really use the Vive part and introduce a whole new VR system that way. And finally, I think that ultimately Google would make all their own phones, tablets, and laptops then, using the hardware manufacturing plants that they got from HTC and by buying it. So yeah. Holiday, my birthday is 5 days away. I hope I get the no date. Well, happy early birthday. Hope you really enjoy it. Gear S4, again, Gear S4 will most likely not come out till when did I say? It will most likely not come out till January. Definitely Q1, but my guess would be January, February. But it could be as late back as March. All right. Have you tried the Rhino Shield Protector? No, I have not. I've just not tried it. Dave, hello from Wyoming. Hello, Dave. Can you use live message with Swiftkey? Live, no, not built into the keyboard, but you can use live message without going into live message, if that makes sense. Like live message can be part of the keyboard, yes, but it can also be used without the keyboard at all. You can just literally go to your pen. I can pull the pen out and just immediately start using live message. Even though I have Swiftkey as my main keyboard, I can immediately start writing on it and using it there. Winter is here. So yeah, you can do it that way. Tempered glass for the Note 8 case friendly. I have not reviewed a tempered glass device yet, so I think I'm reviewing my first one actually from Oxalar. They were the company that first leaked the Note 8. So yeah, I have it over there. I know it was a screen protector. I did one for Spec 2. That video should be going up tomorrow. But yeah, so there are some videos coming up and you'll be seeing them. Are you doing an Apple announcement thoughts video? Yes, I will be doing some video Tuesday night more than likely, just because I have a YouTube event to go to during the day that ends at 3 p.m. So most likely you'll see a video from me around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. On the Apple announcement. How do I submit for freebie entries? So just check out the other video and I have the exact details on how to do it in the description of the video. So yeah. Incipio, I love that company. They have been my go-to case for some of my last phones this year. Currently, I am rocking the Tech 21 case. Again, the video for this will be coming out tomorrow. So really good looking case here. I like it. Very slim profile. Really like it. And so far, I gave my wife the Otterbox Symmetry case for the Note 8. It was a clear case. I did do the review on the Otterbox already, so she got the Symmetry case and she really likes it so far. What else? Apple's copying Samsung again by skipping numbers. That's hilarious, actually. I prefer the Note 8. What would be the best screen protector and case for it? Don't know about screen protector yet. Still reviewing them. Cases, I've checked out Tech 21 and Otterbox. Check out the videos to see how those do. I also have Oxalar, and we've already reached out to Spec. They're going to send us some cases this week, I believe. And have not heard back from Incipio yet, but we're hoping to get cases from them as well. And we did reach out to UAG as well. I have to look back and see if they replied back. The X out in October. So yeah, some people are still thinking the iPhone X will be actually released in October. Some people think it's not going to be available till October. I'm really curious to see if they will have the same launch dates. Very curious. Do you think that the PlayStation Vue is better than Hulu, Netflix, or Amazon streaming? That's a very weird comparison, to be honest. I do believe that PlayStation Vue is probably the best streaming service, or sorry, not best streaming service, best cord cutting service. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that overall, there is PlayStation Vue, there is, I'm doing a video on this, I've gotten all the data for you guys, I just need to create a video for it, which will probably come next week in between me getting the iPhone and me finishing up with the Note. But the best cord cutting ones are, you know, you have PlayStation Vue, you have DirecTV Now, you have Slingbox or Sling TV, and you have YouTube TV, and I think there's one other one that I might be forgetting, but all these different ones. And overall, it's a crazy comparison between them all. But I would not put it in the same category as Netflix or Amazon or Hulu. Hulu, I honestly, Hulu TV, actually, I think I did add that to comparison. But Netflix and Amazon, okay, well, so for Netflix specifically, it's way cheaper comparing to a streaming service like PlayStation Vue, right? You're getting way more for just like 10 bucks or 15 bucks. For Amazon streaming, if you have Amazon Prime, that comes with it for free, which is how I believe most people get that. I don't believe most people pay for just the streaming service. I know it's available, but I don't think anyone gets Amazon Video. They get Amazon Prime, which comes with Amazon Video. At least that's my opinion on it. And Hulu I haven't looked that much into, to be honest. Do you think Apple will ever give anything for free? No. Have you ever thought about doing collabo with another YouTuber? Yeah, I am completely open with a collabo with another YouTuber. Probably the best YouTubers I would want to collab with. I mean, don't get me wrong, the like peak for me might be like someone like MKBHD if he would give me the time of day, but your average consumer or something like that. But probably the one I would want to, that would be my dream to collab with, because he's my favorite YouTuber, is Mr. Mobile. Mr. Mobile, Michael Fisher, has been my favorite YouTuber for a long time. And it's funny because the reason I heard about him was because when my hair was longer and I was first starting off in YouTube, someone said, "Oh, I thought this was Michael Fisher." No, it's a bootlegged Michael Fisher. And I'm like, who the hell is Michael Fisher? And so I looked it up and I'm like, oh, that guy's kind of cool. And then I subscribed to Pocket Now, which is where he was working at then. And I love Pocket Now. I would love to collaborate with Juan Carlos Bagnell, who actually lives in the LA area. Never got a chance to talk to him or anything like that. But yeah. Those are the ones that I would probably like to collab with the most. Pocket Now, Mr. Mobile, or MKBHD, Your Average Consumer. Those would be the ones that I know very well, and like I could say like, oh, well, in this one video you talked about kind of thing, but those would be mine. What will Android do for their 10-year anniversary next year? HTC should do something because they were the first to come out with the phone. That is why I give more credence, honestly, to Google buying HTC, because it would be perfect, right? They started 10 years ago next year. 2018, for everyone who didn't know, iPhone came out in 2007. That's where the 10th anniversary is 2017. Android, the first Android, the G1, came out in 2008, which again would be 10 years in 2018. So next year should be a big year for Android. I'm very curious to see what we're getting. All I know is Android P, you gotta believe it's gonna be like pumpkin spice or something like that. Android P will have to be amazing. I better see a big redesign. It can't be this little incremental thing that Android O is, in my opinion, or Android Oreo is. I think it needs to be bigger, in my opinion. Hello, RSCKY, the YouTube tech guy. How are you doing? Did you see all the things I sent? Again, sorry for a bit new at it. I did see you sent an email. I've not looked at any of the emails, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, I think now as I've been getting more notifications as this thing's been going on, I think we're up to 17 entries for the giveaway. So yeah, I've gotten all of them, but I have not seen them. Oh, whoa, just loaded a whole bunch of questions. Do you recommend this over the Note 8? The Xiaomi MiMIX 2? Well, it probably will only come out in China as of right now. If that'll change, who knows? But would I recommend it over it? I don't know. I don't know if I could say that. I'd be very interested to compare them. But yeah, very interested to compare them. I really just don't like the screen to body ratio for the Note or for the Xiaomi Mi Mix. Sorry, we were talking about a couple different phones. The perfect phone would be Samsung features with Apple RAM management. That would be an amazing phone for sure. What is the best keyboard app for the Note 8? For the Note 8 and SMS messages. The best keyboard app in my opinion by far is Swiftkey. I use it every single. I immediately, that is the first app that I download on every phone. Every phone I've ever had on Android and even on Apple, to be honest, because I like that keyboard way better than Apple's keyboard as well. Swiftkey keyboard is the best keyboard to me, period. I only wirelessly charge my Note 8. Should I let the battery drain all the way to help it last longer? No, you don't need to let it drain more than 20%. That's long enough. You should wear a green shirt on a podcast. No, I wouldn't want to be just a floating head. Hello, Ricky. I got my Note 8 a few days ago from T-Mobile. I noticed that the crop to fit, 2 little arrows on the bottom left of the screen on the YouTube app are not there like on the S8. Can you help? They are. It just depends on the video now, actually. I don't know. I have to look more into it, but it is there in some videos. Like I was watching a video today and I tapped it and it came up, but in other videos it's not there as an option. I don't know why that is. I will try to get to the bottom of it, but it's there on some videos and not there on others. I have the Xiaomi Mi Mix since the end of last year. Not a single update. Disappointed. Wow, Mohammed, that sucks. That really sucks. Not a single update. That's crazy. Today, most batteries never truly discharge. What you see at 0% are dead, quote unquote, when your phone or laptop on power is still somewhere around 10% charge. I think it has more of a 5% charge, but I get your point. Yeah, they don't fully discharge. New AirPods from Apple. Yes, there will be new AirPods. AirPod 2s will most likely come out this year. Took a pic with my S7 Edge and Note 8 demo unit. Pictures look pretty similar. Note 8 shine in portrait though, and video enhancer on the Note 8 outshines the S7 Edge though. Oh yeah, no, the screen quality has gotten a lot better for sure, but yeah. Price for the Gear Sport, no price yet that I've heard from the Gear Sport. Supposedly it will be less than the Gear S3 though, as to give you kind of a base. I just got a Note 8. What do you recommend for me to do first? When I say that I just got my Note 8, I mean I just got it unboxed. I want your advice. Well, we have a how to set up the Note 8 video coming out tomorrow. That's a very basic video. Other than that though, check out our video on how to speed up the phone and how to save battery life. That would be a big best video. And we also are going to have the must-have apps for the Galaxy Note 8 coming out probably on Tuesday. In your opinion, would you ever choose the iPhone X over Samsung as your daily driver? Which do you prefer? Well, luckily I have two phone lines, so I don't have to. Currently in my secondary, the Note 8 has been promoted to my daily driver. I am sending back my S8 Plus to T-Mobile, and I have a secondary line which currently is on the OnePlus 5. I'm hoping to get a V30, hint hint LG, hint hint, for my second line, and then of course it would go to the iPhone X when that would come out probably at the end of this month. So yeah. iPhone X nanometer chip thoughts. If I'm not mistaken, the last iPhone was already a 10 nanometer, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I already thought the iPhone was a 10 nanometer. Because Samsung figured out 10 nanometer last year, so I figured that it would be. But if not, then it's a 10 nanometer. 10 nanometer, the smaller the processor chip, as we've gotten from Snapdragon for over the past year, the smaller the processor, the more energy efficient it is, and the faster it is. So obviously 10 nanometers is great. What's the new thing we can expect for the Gear Fit Pro? You can swim with it, so you can go completely underwater with it, and you can save your Spotify playlist offline so that you don't need internet in order to use it. What do you think the T-Mobile will be able to do? What do you think the T-Mobile will be able to do? I'm not sure what you mean quite strong by what do you think the T-Mobile will be able to do. HTC G1 release confirmed. Re-release confirmed. Oh, there you go. What will the carriers charge for the Apple Watch with LTE service? I don't know. I think Apple might charge $50 to $100 more for the LTE variant. Maybe probably $100 more, knowing Apple. Overall, though, we are hearing that it's not going to be able to make phone calls by itself, but it might be able to make phone calls by itself, but the LTE will not be to do. It will be limited. We are hearing that it will not be like a Samsung smartwatch or like an Android Wear watch. The LTE will be more limited. Now, we don't know exactly what that means, and we'll find out on Tuesday, more than likely. Do you know if anyone from Samsung has dropped hints of the Tab S3 LTE for T-Mobile? Verizon has a Tab S3 for a couple months already. No, Crystal, I've not heard anything about that, but you can get an international unlocked Tab S3 on Amazon right now. People asked me about that a while back. It will work with T-Mobile, so you can use it on theirs. Let me just look at Tab S3. So yeah, you can get it for $749 right now, unlocked LTE version of the Tab S3 right now. So yeah. Whoa, a couple questions just loaded. How come a lot of people except me receive the Note 8 ahead of the official launch date? I think it depends on when you pre-ordered it. That could be a factor, and it just could be a factor of how you pre-ordered it. I got my Note 8 officially from Samsung, directly from Samsung, so directly from them, and there's a fly. Directly from them, and then after that, I got my wife's one from T-Mobile the day after. So it comes in waves. My friend Wayne, our editor, got it one day before me, and his was a T-Mobile one. So I can't tell you how they're doing it. It's just that they're shipping them out. Does the S Pen feel premium? The S Pen feels great. I missed it. I've already started using it a lot more. I just love the S Pen, man. I don't know what to say. I love it. Tesla needs a phone. Ooh, Tesla would have an amazing battery, right, for a phone. What is the best replacements for FaceTime for a Samsung user? My favorite one would still be Hangouts. Hangouts allows you to video chat with anyone that you have their Gmail account. Basically, they sign into Hangouts on their phone, whether it be Android or iPhone. You can video chat with them. You can even group video chat. So you can have, 10 people video chatting on the same Hangout. The other one that I would really recommend is definitely got to be Duo. Google Duo is a one-on-one video chatting service, and that just requires you to have the app and sign in through your phone number, and then that's it. Cannot Wi-Fi tether my S8 Plus on Verizon. It says carrier does not allow Wi-Fi mode on Android 7.0 for any reason why. Do you not have it on your plan? You have to have, on Verizon, you have to have that addition on your plan to be able to hotspot. You can't do it yourself, unless you root it, of course. Is there a way to turn on Wi-Fi off and on automatically? If not to turn it off automatically, you can have it turn on automatically if you set up the what is it called? It's some setting in Wi-Fi Advanced, and I think it's adaptive Wi-Fi. I forget what it is, but something like that. I think it's adaptive Wi-Fi or something along that line. I don't know if it's in the international version actually, but like AT&T definitely has it that as soon as you're in a Wi-Fi location, even if your Wi-Fi is off, it'll turn back on because it senses the Wi-Fi. Which case is best for the S8? Incipio made some great ones. Spec made some great ones. I mean, my go-to four are Otterbox, Incipio, Spec, and Tech 21. Those are my go-to four. UAG is becoming a fifth one right now. But yeah, those are mine. Lemon extended batteries are legit. I've heard that. Can Bixby dictate a text message and send it every time I try to? The text screen doesn't dictate the text. Yeah, it can. I've done it. Well, actually, you just say it all at once. You don't, I don't think I've tried pausing and then texting the dictation afterward. I just say it all at once. FYI, I ordered a car mount that holds the Note 8 in the Clearview case. It's great. iAudi. Oh, iAudi. I actually have that. That's the car mount that I use. What will be launched at the Apple event on the 12th? It'll definitely be the 3 iPhones, so the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone X. And finally, you're going to get also the there's a rumor of the Apple Watch being there, and there's a rumor of the AirPods being there. I still think that those two might come out with the HomePod announcement at the beginning of November, but we'll wait and see. iAudi has a fast wireless car mount charger. I will check that out, Duke. I'm very curious about that because that is something that I definitely want. I just dropped my Note 8 and cracked it on the corners of the screen. Bought it from Best Buy and it's an AT&T phone. Hopefully you got the insurance. I'm sorry, that sucks. Will the Note 8 pair with the Fitbit Iconic? I do not see why not, but I've not owned a Fitbit product in a long time, so yeah. What's your next t-shirt should say? Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. That's actually a great t-shirt. I have 3 new t-shirts coming out within this month. I'm just finalizing it. One, I know I have a lot of wrestling fans here. One is going to be amazing for wrestling fans, and you are definitely gonna love it. So yeah. Hey Ricky, the Samsung Smart Folder, still there on the Note 8? I think you mean by Smart Folder, I think you mean the secure folder, which yes it is. Although remember, you have to back up everything on your secure folder, do a backup so that you keep everything once you transfer, because everything in your secure folder will not transfer unless you back it up. I'm giving away 3 iPhone 7s Pluses. Ah, I see. I heard the case. But mail slowed down due to the hurricane. That is really true. I didn't think about that. Will Samsung ever move away from Google and only run Tizen on their flagships? Samsung would have to have at least a couple of million apps before it would do something like that. I mean, when you consider that all these other manufacturers have millions of apps and Samsung doesn't even have a million as far as I know, yeah, they're a long way from doing that. I think they're just doing it more so they have a platform for TV, their watches, and their refrigerators, their dishwashers, their stoves. New purchased phone for 5 to 6 hours beneficiary to the battery. I'll buy the Note 8, by the way. No, that's not necessary. I immediately charge my phone to 100% when I get it, so. Bro, which is your favorite, Note 8 or iPhone 8? Well, iPhone 8, I wouldn't touch the iPhone 8. I'm only going to get the iPhone X. Yeah. Yeah, like ZZX said, iPhone 8 isn't out yet. Neither is the iPhone X. How is the Note 8 battery holding up? After all, it's been set up for a few days. Screen on time, really good. Screen on time's been great. It's 8:45. I did charge it while I was driving. Actually, I only drove once today. So I did charge it while I was driving, but besides that, I haven't charged it. I'm at 62%. Just saying. I've been playing a game too. Why hasn't any flagship phone used Quick Charge 4.0? It's available on any phone with a Snapdragon 835. My guess is that the Note 7 scared everyone from quick charging too quick. And that has tempered a lot. Now, if you know about Quick Charge 4.0, it actually is cooler than Quick Charge 3.0. But again, I just think it scared everyone. I can't zoom in and out on Samsung Notes app. I used to in the Note 5. Can you change this, or what are the alternatives? I haven't really tried it. I'll test it out and see if I can figure out a way. I pre-ordered Verizon Note 8. Got it last Tuesday. Nice. I'm so excited about the iPhone 8. Remember, it's the iPhone X that you're excited about, not the iPhone 8. Galaxy S9 will have less bezel. Hope they don't have the unattractive notch on the front. I like Samsung's bezel-less design. Same here. Oops, darn it. I meant the new T-Mobile phone. Sorry to mix it up. I have the new T-Mobile Revel. So yeah, we're going to be unboxing that, and that will be the giveaway for this month for our Patreon giveaway. Samsung app for Nova Launcher. I've already installed it on Nova Launcher. I do have Nova Launcher up and running now on my Note 8. Oh, my Green Lantern was transparent. So I do have it all set up on here. Hey, Hangouts is transparent. So yeah, can't wait to test it out, but soon. Did you see the Mega S Pen that Samsung gave at the NYC? I saw YouTubers unboxing it. It's a big pencil that looks like a stylus. Actually, that's been out since the Tab S3. Those were out with the Tab S3. I thought about getting one a while back, but I'm like, I like this because it has a clip. But that's been out since the Tab S3. I was supposed to get my Note 8 2 days ago, but Irma slowed it down. Storm, I'm in Tampa. Hey, stay safe out there. On the Note 8, when I hold down an app to uninstall it, I can't. It only lets me move it or go to the home screen. Go to App Info and see if you can do it that way. Hey guy, what about the unlocked S8 Active? We haven't heard too much about it, so I'm waiting to hear about it, to be honest. What do you think about DeX? I didn't really see a use for DeX before. My friend was going to get a Note 8 and he really liked the idea of DeX, and I'm like, you can have mine. To be honest, I'm not using it. But then he ended up not getting it. He's not really, like, he needs the latest and greatest thing. He still has his Note 5 and he's fine with it. But yeah, for DeX, I think it's great if you have an office. For instance, I might, this upcoming weeks, I'm going to be interviewing for real estate brokerages, and for those, yeah, I might, if I have a desk there, I might set up my DeX there, and that would be really cool. So I can dock it, pull up the photos that I took with the Note 8, and send the emails right then and there. So that would be really cool. What will the carriers charge for LTE service for the new Apple Watch? Again, they would probably charge the same that you would get charged for a Samsung or Android Wear watch, which is $5, $10, or $15 depending on your carrier. For T-Mobile, it's $5. 5 or 10? 5, right? I think 5. I forgot. I've been paying it for a while. I didn't get a chance to pre-order the Note 8, but I will be getting one for sure on Friday. Whoa. Do you think I will still be able to receive the free gifts? Yeah, those free gifts are going until September 30th, as long as they don't sell out. What is the best app to replace the camera on the Essential phone? I would say the Google camera. Samsung phones on T-Mobile can now talk to each other via video. Not sure on the other carriers. Most other carriers have that too, but then you're really going between Samsung and Samsung. Note 8 or V30, thanks. It's hard to say. I do not have the V30 yet, and hint LG. But yeah, waiting to get the V30, but until I do, I can't really say that. Is T-Mobile 600 MHz spectrum a big difference? If so, should I not buy the Note 8 or V30 because they may not be comparable? So the V30 does have the 600 MHz spectrum. The Note 8 does not. But where it really counts is indoors in like big buildings and in rural areas. So in T-Mobile for Los Angeles, unless I'm really in a big building a lot, doesn't really affect me. 600 spectrum is basically a very low, slower spectrum, but it pierces through giant buildings, and it's going to be able to spread to a lot more areas that T-Mobile did not have good service in beforehand, much like Verizon's 700 spectrum got very popular for those reasons. iPhone X rumor mill has lasted all year long. I honestly not excited anymore. Thanks, Apple fans. That's hilarious. Because Apple's announcing a new phone soon, so Samsung is nervous all the pre-order people will cancel and go with the new iPhone. I don't know if that's true. That would be an interesting strategy. Otterbox rules. I personally like Spigen. A lot of people do. I usually get Spigen cases for my first cases because generally they're the ones that ship early. Did you hear Samsung is going to make the batteries, their batteries smaller? Well, you have to understand, a couple of years ago, I want to say 4 years ago, they said in 5 to 10 years, they're going to be able to make batteries smaller, but with double the capacity. Now, you have to believe they're very cautionative since last year, but that was a plan from a long time ago. Do you know if LifeProof is going to create cases for the Note 8? If so, when? I can tell you that they sent me Otterbox cases. They did not send me LifeProof cases. Typically, LifeProof cases, though, come out a month to 2 months after Samsung launches, unlike Apple, where they're released at launch. Why did companies get rid of data on and off toggle on the notification drop bar? I don't know. I always have to put it on there with Nova. So with Nova and an app called HD Widgets, I always put mine right there so I can quickly toggle on and off my data, because I'm right there with you. Oh, hey, I remember you saying something about turning the tech in the YouTube Tech Guy into more of an acronym. What was it? The idea behind it. And again, this is just an idea behind it. So I'm getting into real estate, right? I just got my real estate license, getting into homes. So I thought about, you know, if I'm sell a home, what if I do one video? And you're talking about once a month to once every 3 months. So don't go crazy, guys. But if I make a video on, hey, this is a home tour, and I would literally have like a drone flying and doing the video, and it would be following me kind of like the DJI. And so I'd be like, oh, here's this room and here's this room. And, you know, if you want information on this house, you know, email me at this email address kind of thing. Something along those lines, right? So one video for homes every 1 to 3 months. Just saying, not that much. And right now I have a secondary channel called the Mainstream Movie Guy. If I would move my movie reviews over here and basically TECH, technology, entertainment, creating, so doing videos on how to create channels for YouTube or how to improve your, if you want to create your own YouTube channel, give ideas behind it, and homes. So the tech guy, technology, entertainment, creating, and homes. That was the concept. Not saying I'm going to go with it, but just an idea. I can't believe how bad the Essential phone is from users' complaints. I can't even get the basics done right. Yeah, the Essential phone's dead. Just my opinion. I heard the LG V30 has a better display than Samsung Super AMOLED. Is this true? DisplayMate, the ratings of displays, has not rated the V30 yet. However, the Note is the best rated display of all time so far. Now that did just happen this past month, but it has over 1,000 nits of brightness. Just to give you an idea, most LCDs out there right now have 500 nits. This has, I think, 1,200 or 1,300, some ridiculous nonsense like that. Most laptops that you guys own are 200 to 500. This has over 1,000. It has the best brightness ever. It's ridiculous. Any news on the Galaxy X? No news yet. We haven't heard about the Galaxy X. Again, I do not think we're going to hear about it till next year towards the Note 9 launch. If Samsung goes away from Android, I'm not getting a Samsung anymore. Definitely. Insurance going through Best Buy, AT&T, which one? I bought it at Best Buy, broken screen. It depends if you had to get insurance when you bought it. So you either got Best Buy's like black tie mobile protection, which is a one-time fee, I want to say, or you got AT&T's insurance, which is a monthly fee that comes out of your bill. If you didn't get either one of those when you got the phone, unfortunately, it is not covered, and you might have to send it into Samsung to fix it, but then they're of course going to charge you. Can I have your DeX if you're not using it? I'm gonna really test it out. I've thought about giving it away as a giveaway, but we'll see. I haven't done it just because with real estate, if I do get a desk there, that's when I would use DeX. I hope your interview goes great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Will you recommend headphones similar to Apple AirPods for an Android user? I am very curious about Samsung's Icon X 2018 edition, I think they're calling it. But yeah, those look really good, and I want to test them out. It's supposed to be coming out in October. If you know more about the Apple announcement, then you can say, tug your left earlobe. Did S8 steal some of the Note 8 thunder? I would say so, but we'll see. I mean, the Note 8 got the most pre-orders ever for a Note, so obviously it's not hurting too bad. Can I video call from a Note 8 to a Motorola phone? If it's a new Motorola phone, yes. New Motorola phones have had the video calling feature built in to the phone app for the last year. If it's older than that, probably not. I expect the S9 to have facial unlock similar to the iPhone, no fingerprint scanner. It's curious. I am very curious to see if we're going to get the display fingerprint scanning on the Samsung phone, on the S9 first, or on the Note 9 first. Honestly, I think it could happen with the S9 because they're going to have Qualcomm's new processor, the Snapdragon 845 on there. And that means they're going to be working together for the next couple of months. And Qualcomm is the company that made the technology for it to be on the display with the fingerprint scanner. So why not start now? Can you do a video on the S Pen writing underwater? How am I going to film that? I guess I have to tell my editor, Wayne, we have to go to a pool someday. I don't know. Any substitute for TubeMate? It doesn't load anymore. I just downloaded the TubeMate. It works fine. I just downloaded it on my Note 8, and it worked fine. Not sure. Why doesn't Samsung use Exynos chips exclusively? They're so much better than Snapdragon. I just think overall, that with Exynos chips, it's just a matter of producing them. Remember, the main problem is this time of year, because they have to make all of Apple's chips and their own. So I think Qualcomm just helps them out for this stuff. How many hours left for the conference? For the Apple conference, it is 1 day and 13 hours. No, because the BOGO phones will both be under 2-year contracts. Wait, where was the contract thing talking about? Will the new iPhone have a better display than the Samsung? No. In my opinion, no. Just because Samsung makes both of them and Samsung wouldn't allow it. Samsung didn't want Apple to have AMOLED for a long time. They were saying, oh, yeah, you can have AMOLED for this much money. And Apple was like, fuck you, that's way too expensive. And Samsung was like, all right, if you don't want it, I mean, we're offering it to you. But it was ridiculously priced, so they never bought it. But they finally did. There was haggling, but they did. I must admit the LG V30 camera takes impressive pictures. That wide angle is very impressive. The new wide angle is very impressive. I'm very curious about the LG V30. Can you suggest a case that has port covers, that has a belt clip, is wireless charging for the S8 Plus? The Otterbox Defender. That's the only one that I know of off the top of my head. Could be in a bathtub. Oh, the underwater shooting could be in a bathtub. You're right. I don't know why I just automatically jumped to the pool. I have a Samsung. I guess it could even be in a sink, really. I love Samsung, but their cameras in the past phones need better OIS. The Note 8 has a much better OIS, to be honest. Is 2Mate the same as the OG YouTube where you download the YouTube videos? Yeah. Qualcomm has exclusivity agreement with Samsung that says Sammy isn't allowed to sell their Exynos without a huge cost. That's why Apple is suing Qualcomm. It's cheaper to use the Snapdragon processor than paying Qualcomm for its patents. I tried using Samsung Package Disabler Pro, but it doesn't work because of PDP. Try restarting it. It didn't work the first time with me, and then I restarted the phone, and then it did work. Is it worth getting the Exynos Note 8 over the Snapdragon? I don't think so. Just because bands, I feel like it would be better just to get the US unlocked Snapdragon version, or the carrier version. Usually buy the phone through Verizon, but this year I'm buying the Note 8 from Best Buy. Would you recommend the insurance on the open market for loss, damage, stolen, etc.? Best Buy or Samsung's? I don't know too much about Samsung's. From what I remember, it wasn't that great of a deal. So I'd probably go Best Buy or Verizon's. Although the idea of you diving in with the Note 8 is funny, it might have to dub the video. Are you excited for Thanksgiving this year? I hear that Rigsby will have Christmas delivery for the holidays. Best personal assistant ever. You know, I know there's been a lot of rumor mill about Rigsby coming out earlier, but sorry guys, until there's bendable phones, they're just not ready for Rigsby. Just not ready. Otterbox is too thick for wireless. Any other suggestions? I've used the Defender with my wireless charger for Samsung and it worked. Is there a way to video chat on the Note 8 to an iPhone? Yeah, Hangouts or Google Duo. Both apps have to be installed on both phones, but yes, you can video chat through those. Hi Ricky, my friend's S8, when he calls his wife on the S8, is a direct link to video calling. Do you know how that works? It's just using LTE to video talk through the phone number. That's it. Samsung needs to forget that notch. It would screw up the upper section of the display and would just look awkward. I agree, actually. I don't want the notch. Are you going to get the next iPhone? Yes, I'm getting the iPhone X. Congrats on your subscriber milestone. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Or Joshua, sorry. Don't do Best Buy's insurance plan. Get the carrier's insurance plan or Samsung's. Oh, thanks. Again, I don't know about Best Buy's insurance plan, so I guess don't recommend it. Rigsby now competing with Uber Eats. Damn. Oh, man. You know, I mean, all these services, you know, I think maybe it's going to have to come out in 2019 when, because, like, it'll be Disney streaming service that has Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel, and Rigsby. The two biggest softwares, just two biggest services in software, just dominating 2019. I mean, I think that's where it's going to have to be. Of course, if it's bendable, it will be able to fly, which will be better for Rigsby OS. Oh yeah, you know. When MiMIX 2 released, sir, they haven't even announced it, so no word on its release. This was a leak of the first image. I can't believe how powerful the Apple A11 chip is. Unbelievable. Qualcomm needs to step up. Qualcomm does need to step up. Are you going to stream MiMIX 2 launch? Is it today? Is it today? I have not followed the MiMIX release, so I'm very curious about that actually. YouTuber Max on High on Android will probably do underwater video. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. His video on zooming in on the moon was insane. If you want to see Google High on Android and check out his video, he did like a Sony A7 II with an adapter and a 200 or 400 times zoom lens. Then the adapter doubled it, so it was like a 800, I think, times zoom, and he zoomed in on the moon, and it was amazing footage, like just amazing. Thoughts on the Tesla Model 3? I want one. Tesla, I would love a Model 3. I would totally. I don't have a home yet. I live in an apartment, a pretty big, like a townhouse basically. But definitely, if I could have, if I would live in a home, I'm getting an electric car. That's just it for me. And Tesla Model 3, of course, would be great. Of course, there's a waiting list for 2 years, so I should have a house by then. Just let me know when you do, when to buy Rigsby stock. Oh yeah, Rigsby stock. Talk about inside trading, guys. I can't send live messages using the stock messaging app. It says files too big. Any suggestions? I have not tried. Let's see. You're gonna make me try right now? Okay, share, text message. So you said through the regular text message. It's converting for me fine. Yeah, it converted for me fine. So yeah, it sent. Now I did it by taking the pen out, writing the live message that way, and then sending it. I'm not sure if you'd sent it another way. Everyone who says the notch on the display would be terrible. I read few highly rated reviews and they all said within a couple hours they don't notice it anymore. True, but the notch on the Essential is even smaller than the notch that we saw that Samsung was working on. The notch on the Essential phone is literally like a one stripe down just for the camera, whereas Samsung has like a little bit of like a weird thing. So I wouldn't say it's on the same level. What's the best looking case for the Note 8? Again, too early to tell. Damn it. Sorry guys, have to stop this person. Yeah, the launch today at 2 p.m. CST. Wait. Today is in... Today is in Monday, not Sunday, right? Because it passed already. Hi, just joining in. Just wondering, is Huawei boasting about it overtaking Apple in sales? What is your take on them? In my view, this is a bunch of dreams, though. No, they've been steadily going up, and Apple's almost stayed stagnant this entire year. Granted, everyone's been waiting for the new iPhone, but no, Huawei is almost caught up in them entirely. If you haven't heard of Huawei, it's because they're the #1 seller in China. So as big as Apple is in the US, they're big in China. And Apple doesn't sell in China. Apple's actually gone down. I want to say, I forgot how much it was, but I think they were like 15 to 20% down year over year in China. So yeah, they're not doing good in China at all. They just entered in the market 4 years ago, I think, or 3 years ago. So Apple isn't doing well in China, and Huawei is the #1 seller in China. Not to mention overseas, they probably, are on par with Apple in terms of overseas sales. So yeah, you have to understand that in terms of damn fly, yeah, I would say it's not a bunch of dreams. It's fact. They will surpass Apple. But Apple doesn't need to be the highest seller. You always have to understand, Apple has never been about being the highest seller. Look at their MacBooks. MacBooks will never be over 20% of computers sold. I think they're at a steady 10% right now. Maybe like 12%, but they're around there. They'll never be over 20%, but they don't need to be because they just make the most money off of selling the least amount. And that's what Apple's plan is. They don't need to sell the most. They just need to be the most profitable. Seems like the Mix 2 launched in 2 p.m. China time. Okay, China time. Because I was like, Central time? What the hell? So that would be 11 p.m. Okay, so in 2 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna stay up till that time. So if it does announce, maybe I'll do a video on it tonight. Probably tomorrow morning. By the way, the Gear 360 is great vlogging. Lots of cool features on such a cheap cam. I've tested it out. I've not used it yet, to be honest. Been playing too much with my Note 8. Expecting the Note 8 to be delivered tomorrow. I watch endless videos, just wondering if you would share which case and screen protector you are using on the Note 8. Thanks. Currently, right now, I'm using the Tech 21 tactical case. A video will be going up for tomorrow. That being said, no screen protector as of right now. I'm going to be checking out a glass one, reviewing that, so that'll be coming up this week. But yeah, I reached out to Body Gloves, but haven't heard back from them yet on getting a case. Or sorry, not getting a case, getting a glass screen protector. Expect the Note 8 to be delivered. Oh, yeah. Hi, Ricky. What about focusing issues on 1080p 60 FPS? Second on the Note 8. Haven't had any focusing issues. I have filmed in 1080p 60 FPS. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow actually as well, so I'll let you know. Is the Note 8 battery life good or bad? Great. Samsung needs to watch out for Hawaii. They need to watch out for Huawei. I need to watch out for Hawaii because I want to visit there. How long until Samsung starts selling capsules like Capsule Corp? I don't think we're going to get capsules like Capsule Corp for a long time, but we'll see. Should the new iPhone X or the Note 8? I just want a phone that will last me for 2 years at least in terms of performance. I had the Galaxy S5, but laggy unless for 1 year use. I think either one will be great. But yeah, overall, either one's going to be able to last you for 2 years, I feel like. What's in Hawaii? He meant Huawei. Sorry about the timing. Mate 10, MiMIX 2, or Note 8. Don't know what the Mate 10 is going to have. Don't know what the MiMIX 2 is going to have. So we'll wait to see how they compare to the Note 8. Samsung needs to put the camera and sensors underneath the display. That would be very hard to do, especially the camera underneath the display. Not sure how that would work, actually. Alright, guys. I think that we will call it a show. Thank you as always for watching. Make sure to give a like, thumbs up down below, and make sure to enter in the 200,000 subscriber giveaway. Just video posted just before this one, so go ahead and check out our channel and subscribe and share your entry on social media. Alright guys, thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate it. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.